25 CR 716. Cavante Willis. You, sir?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Lodge is your attorney, state's attorney is here. Does the defendant waive a formal reading of the indictment and an arraignment here? Can we proceed in summary?
We do, Your Honor.
Is it just paragraph 1?
A Texas courtroom handles what seems like a routine plea deal, but behind it is a decision that will change a man's next 4 years. The defendant faces a third-degree felony charge, with up to 10 years in prison on the line, but the court presents an agreement, plead guilty, and one case disappears. In exchange, the defendant must accept a 4-year prison sentence, giving up his right to appeal, knowing this decision will define his future. Now the judge must decide whether to accept the deal, and whether this outcome is justice or just the beginning of a longer consequence.
There's a,
That's all that's needed, Judge, in light
Okay.
of the
All right.
agreement.
because there's a second paragraph of a prior conviction. I didn't know if we were
No, we don't need that.
enhancing anything.
No, sir.
Can we proceed in summary?
Yes, Your Honor.
In summary, this indictment alleges that on or about May 5th, 2025, in Jefferson County, Texas, you committed the third-degree felony of debt conduct by discharging a fine. Do you understand what you are charged with here, sir?
Yes, sir.
It's on the way, right? I don't see it in the queue here.
I sent it, Judge.
16, 17 would be dismissed. This is a third-degree felony, sir, which means if convicted, you face a term of not more than 10 years or less than 2 years in prison. In addition, a fine may be assessed not to exceed $10,000. Do you understand what you are facing?
Yes, sir.
An agreement's been reached between the parties where you would be pleading guilty, sentenced to 4 years in prison.
Yes.
And it looks like 25 CR 717 will be dismissed. Let me use an Arabic one. There's no way you can use this thing and write well on this pad. It just doesn't. I don't know what. But I mean, I could go on all day. I could go on all day on the frustration, how this works, and try to erase something with this thing.
Oh, it's almost impossible.
Oh, no,
It's
it's
like I'm scrapping it out.
it's like a Twilight Zone episode trying to work this
I would agree.
What's Twilight?
zone. It's
Okay.
where you are. It's the location you're in, usually, the Twilight
That's
Zone.
me. I'm in the Twilight Zone.
It's good to have Rod Serling here today as our guest prosecutor.
I've been called a lot. That's not one I'm used to.
Oh, indeed.
Follow this agreement. You have no right of appeal of your case. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to this, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty voluntarily and because you are guilty of what this alleges, sir?
Yes, sir.
Going to show you what's marked as State's Exhibit 1. Did you sign that document voluntarily? Understand it? Discuss it with your attorney. Are the contents all true and correct?
Yes, sir.
State's Exhibit 1 is tendered into evidence.
No objection.
Without objection, it's admitted. Among other things, this states that you are mentally competent to enter your guilty plea. It's freely and voluntarily made. You know what you've been charged with. The indictment's been read to you. You've read it. You are guilty of the crime charged in any lesser included offenses. You are giving up your rights to a jury trial, the rights to the appearance, confrontation, cross-examination of witnesses, and you are totally satisfied with the representation provided by your lawyer here. All true. It states, so help you God. State's Exhibit 1, part of the record for all purposes. Pre-sentence report is waived here.
Yes, Your Honor.
I am going to follow this agreement if nothing further. I'm going to find that, Mr. Willis, you are pleading guilty today voluntarily, knowingly, intelligently. You're mentally competent to do so. You understand and appreciate the consequences of pleading guilty. There is sufficient evidence supporting your guilty plea to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of this offense. And again, how do you plead to this third-degree felony of deadly conduct? I'm going to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. And I am going to follow this agreement. You were hereby sentenced to confinement in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice, prison, in other words, for 4 years. You will be given credit for all time you have served in accordance with this case. Also, another case that's pending, which is 25 CR 717. I'm going to dismiss that one.
Yes, sir.
That other case, sir, is hereby dismissed. You understand what has happened today? All right. Good luck. Do well.
Thank you, Your Honor.
In this case, Judge John Stevens made a clear and direct decision. There was a legal agreement, a guilty plea, and a fixed result in return. The court gave the defendant a choice, but it wasn't an easy one. On one side, there was a risk up to 10 years in prison. On the other side, there was certainty 4 years in prison and one case being dismissed. This is the moment where law meets reality. The judge didn't just follow the agreement, he made sure the defendant understood what he was giving up: his freedom, his right to appeal, and several years of his future. And here's something important to understand. Court deals are not always an easy way out. They are calculated decisions where a person chooses between risk and guarantee. In the end, justice is not just about punishment. Sometimes, it's a deal where both sides lose something. Do you think taking a plea deal like this is the smart choice, or should defendants risk trial for a possible better outcome? Was Judge John Stevens right to follow the agreement strictly, or should judges have more flexibility in sentencing?